What is the greatest design flaw of the human body? Dunno, but I wish my tongue could clean my teeth like a toothbrush does. The worst moment of the day is when you know you have to brush your teeth but no, you're already cuddled up in bed. The breathing hole and the food hole are stupid close. The fun hole and the sewer hole are stupid close. You can bite the inside of your cheeks and your tongue. And once you do, you're resigned to it happening over and over again because it swells. Can relate. I don't bite it for 3 months and then I bite it 6 times in one day and it sucks. The brain knowing it's doing wrong but still pushing itself to do it for some dopamine. Dopamine is one hell of a drug. Roll your ankle once and it's never the same. I nervously straightened out how I was sitting after reading this one. Ha. I remember in an osteology class, we were asked to guess which ankle was a gorilla's versus a human's. Naturally, many of us, including me, picked the more robust ankle as the gorilla's, but we were dead wrong. Humans have extremely strong and substantial ankles because we're on just 2 feet all day long. This come at the cost of making them less flexible, however. Sometimes I choke on water. Sometimes I choke on the air I'm supposed to breathe. Anaphylaxis. Your body will choke itself to death in an attempt to protect itself. Your body will do anything to keep you alive, even if it kills you. For example, fevers. Your body has an infection, so your body heats itself up to 40 degrees Celsius in an attempt to kill the infection, but your body can't survive at 40 degrees. Allergies are overall a huge mess up. Oh, this delicious, edible and nutritious nut. Better suffocate myself to death. Testicles, I understand the reason they're not inside the body, but damn, could we not have evolved some type of bollock armor by now? Why are they on the outside? Temperature control. Your wee wigglers would die if they were stored inside the body all of the time. Women having to bleed and hurt for about a week every month just because they didn't get pregnant. Being pregnant is not that great either. Source, currently 33 weeks pregnant. Would much rather lay an egg. Not to mention all the other bullshit health complications that can arise from normal menstruation. The knees. For a body part that needs to endure so much stress, they are also very delicate. It's one of the most commonly injured body parts, and it doesn't seem to heal well without surgical intervention. Tear a meniscus? Probably going to need surgery to get part of it cut out, since most of the meniscus doesn't have a blood supply and can't heal itself. Our knees do so much and take a crap load of stress every day. Do one little thing wrong or have one little thing not line up right and you hurt for the rest of your life. They also affect our feet, hips and back when they don't work right. They are easy to destroy on our enemy. It's great that they are hinged so we can walk and run and jump and crawl and all the other crap they allow us to do, but they are weak. After 14 years of constant pain and getting ready for my 8th knee surgery, I have days I wish my docs would cut my legs off above the knees and give me prosthetics. My pain scale starts at a 2. I will never see a 0 again in my life and I'm not a candidate for a replacement. Your brain that just randomly decides it wants to die. Mental illness, specifically depression. You paradoxically want to isolate, immobilize, refuse to get help. The illness is parasitical and self-preserving, until and if it wins with death. Sacrum bone is just a messed up tail and it really hurts if you fall on it. I fractured my sacrum, don't recommend it. Horrific to recover from. Teeth. What the hell? I don't have to go twice a year to get my armpits scraped out lest they rot off. Yes. You get the one, adult, set and you have to take care of them forever. Though honestly probably not made for our long lifespans. Nor really for our current diet. Much too much sugar, which feeds the bacteria that excrete the acid that eats them away. You have to poop, but it's not convenient right now. It's okay, there's a muscle you can squeeze to hold it. You have to pee, but it's not convenient right now. It's okay, there's a muscle you can squeeze to hold it. Your period starts, but it's not convenient right now. Well, guess what? Even though the uterus is basically made of muscle tissue, and one of its main functions is squeezing, you have no voluntary control over it. So have fun bleeding all over the place. Oh man, I just envisioned a world where I could go to the bathroom to have my period and not have it any other time during the day. That would be so beautiful. One that stood out to me is when my professor said we are terrible at detecting oxygen levels. Also, I think this is more evolutionary, but the fact that we respond to psychological problems with the flight or fight response. It's like we can't tell the difference, the body is just like, stress. Have some cortisol. Let's go. Oh. Body gets me ready to fight a tiger but I just need to do my homework. Better yet, if you have an anxiety disorder of any kind, the brain is fighting tigers 24/7. Tinnitus. Hearing loss, sure. But a lingering constant ringing? Forget that. That shouldn't be possible. I have extremely loud tinnitus 24/7. It sucks my energy away like nothing else. Worst thing is I'll never get to enjoy silence in my life ever again. How common it is for women to die during childbirth. WTF nature? I did what my hormones were begging me to do since I was 13, and you kill me for it? It's because bipedal movement narrows our hip structure. Couple that with our not even fully grown big baby heads that need to come out and you have a nasty combo. I only half remember this, so hopefully someone can elaborate. Part of the human eye is arranged backwards. The optic nerve has to pass through it, which creates a blind spot. Some species have a more efficiently designed eye where this part is facing forwards, so the optic nerve just plugs into the back of it. The retina, which has light-sensing cells, is at the back of your eye. The retina gathers information based on the light falling on it, and then sends it to the optic nerve, which in turn carries the information to the brain. Ideally, the optic nerves should be completely behind the retina, so that the entire back end of your eye can be covered with light-sensing cells, and while this is true for octopuses and squids, cephalopods, we humans were just sort of unlucky with evolution in this regard. For us humans, the optic nerves are in front, and the part where the optic nerve sort of bundles and goes into the brain is the blind spot. Because I have food poisoning right now, it would be how our body reacts to illness. I'm shitting straight water, have major stomach cramps and am gassy both ends, and I know that eating food and drinking electrolytes will help me, but my body doesn't want it. The awesome, there is an army of fully autonomous hunter/killer organisms inside us that will seek out and obliterate anything harmful that they can identify as being a foreign threat. The minor suck when the identification goes awry and they fail to recognize a threat. The major suck when they decide a perfectly functioning internal organ is in fact a foreign invader. Autoimmune disorders are awful, awful things. Source: my immune system is really quite effective. It did a scorched earth number on my own pancreas a few decades ago. The appendix in the human body is like the thermal exhaust port on the Death Star. Common misconception. The appendix is basically a backup battery of sorts for your intestinal bacteria. If your levels drop too low, such as after a bout of the Taco Bell shits, they can help repopulate your intestines more quickly than if it weren't present. It won't kill you if you lose it, but it makes recovering from things like food poisoning or cholera a bit easier on you. When faced with substances it doesn't like, the human body can do some mild and annoying things such as make watery eyes and a runny nose similar to a cold, or make uncomfortable hives on the skin, but it can also react severely and essentially close off its only method of breathing, causing suffocation. Worse, these substances can be literally almost anything, including water, the body's own sweat, certain foods, exposure to certain animals, and various plants, and they vary from one human to the next based on a variety of factors. Also known as allergies, are stupid and they suck. Fingernails are too damn fragile. Ripped off my fingernail last week, not fun. As for toenails, you cut the big one wrong and boy does it hurt after being on your feet for a long time. Y'all ever broke off the entire big toenail? That straight sucks. Or hit your nail real hard and it starts bleeding from the inside. There's nothing you can do about it. We don't gestate for as long as we should. We're near enough the only mammal that isn't up and about a couple hours after birth, and that's because we have to get pushed out at 9 months. If we were in there any longer, the mother would never survive childbirth. A strange evolutionary error that leaves us uniquely open to predators at our most vulnerable. Babies being so useless is the reason we're as advanced as we are. Our brains consume most of our energy at that age, and the neglect of size and motor skills is what allows our bodies to develop the brain power that make us what we are. This is more of a flaw in all terrestrial non-egg-laying creatures than just humans, but the body uses a lot of energy converting the ammonia our body creates while breaking down proteins into urea so that it's less toxic and can be stored longer before being released in urine. Instead, why can't we just have a gland that stores the ammonia, then be able to spray it out? Not only would this save energy, but it would also provide an awesome poison spray attack. Little kids can be annoying enough without having a poison spray attack, thank you very much. Secondary drowning can also be called dry drowning. Basically, if you are drowning and survive, you still have some water in your lungs. Your body sees as a foreign body and will put mucus there to remove it. Then the body will see the mucus as a foreign body and throw more mucus at it, ending with you drowning in fluid that your body put in your lungs because there was fluid in your lungs. Stupid if you ask me. Body needs water. Me drinks water. Body pees more water or you die. Wisdom teeth. There's no benefit to having them, and they can cause some serious complications, including death, if they end up infected and it spreads to the nearby brain. Actually, they do have a function. If we were to lose teeth, PC dentists and toothbrushes aren't natural. We have 4 extras that push the others ones down the line and fill in the gaps. But today we don't really lose teeth in our teens, so we just get them removed. The appendages used to scratch are slightly too short to reach the itchiest part of the rear torso. See, now this is funny. I have sufficient flexibility in my shoulders and elbows to reach every inch of my back. My brother, on the other hand, can't even touch his fingers to the shoulder on the same side. We're all built differently, some of us suboptimally. That we can't process seawater. Cats can though. Is there anything cats cannot do? You need 8 hours of sleep, but it had to be consecutive. It can't be 6 hours now then 2 later without feeling restful. What you're talking about is monophasic sleep, and it really only became the norm during the Industrial Revolution, when society decided that we needed to work for 12+ hours stretches at a time. Before that, people didn't necessarily sleep 8 hours straight at night, they kept biphasic or polyphasic sleep schedules, revolving their sleep around the climate and their needs. Many animals are crepuscular, meaning they're most active at dawn and dusk, but sleep through the middle of the night and the middle of the day. This makes sense, as it's easier to avoid the temperature extremes, and humans aren't any different. Even look at societies like Spain, where a siesta was a core part of their culture. Get up, go to work, take a nap in the hottest part of the day, go back and finish your work day. The only reason we're monophasic today is because we have a desire to work 8 hours, play for 8 hours, then sleep for 8 hours, which is encouraged by how our society functions. People who keep to biphasic or polyphasic sleep schedules actually quite often require less than 8 hours of sleep total, because their body learns to fall into REM sleep faster, eliminating the need for as many hours of light or restless sleep as the rest of us get. This isn't an evolutionary flaw, it's capitalism forcing us to do something that's bad for us. Complaining about this is like complaining that our feet and backs hurt when we stand on concrete all day. Yep. We're not designed for that.